name is Cherry, and in this video, I will be discussing my personal opinions on changes made in Royal High and people's general opinions on things. Yes, this is Bloxburg gameplay in the background, but I promise I have my fair share of time on Royal High. But in recent months, I've seen plenty of videos talking about the diamond game passes being removed and the prices on specific items. While yes, I can agree, I think these things are unfairly priced, and I struggle with being able to buy these items because I feel as if it's either too expensive to want to spend my diamonds on, or I just don't have enough to, get the entire set, even if I find it gorgeous. We do need to understand that a large amount, or fairly large amount, of the community has millions of diamonds or hundreds of thousands of diamonds. It's not that devs trying to skimp people out of their diamonds, it's just the fact that people have so many of them, meaning that they need to inflate the prices. This is how inflation works. If everybody was a millionaire, a candy bar wouldn't be $4, it would be $4,000 or $40,000, because that's just not how the world works. Some of us may not be able to afford it, yes, but at the same time, that's just how things are, and that's how prices in the game are going to be, mostly to account for the crazy amount of diamonds that a large majority of the player base has. And for the diamond game passes being removed, I don't understand why many players are upset about them being removed, because yes, they did cost real money, but at the end of the day, you aren't losing anything. You're still making the same amount that you previously made. While yes, somebody who did not purchase these game passes do get the same amount as you, it is, at the end of the day, you're not losing the diamonds that you were previously making. It would be a different story if you were making, say, 300 diamonds per level up. I would understand the hate, but you're not. You're getting 1,900 diamonds per level up. While, it is for everybody, and even if you paid for the game passes, you still make the same as somebody who didn't pay. I think that it helps more people than it hurts. And it really helps with people who have been complaining about the prices, because they're able to get diamonds now and they can finally afford things and be able to purchase the new sets. And there's no longer seasonal items except for candy items, but from what I've seen, they are decently balanced, and the better or the more high quality the item, the more expensive it is and the harder it is to purchase it, but the candies are still decently easy to get from what I've seen within the recent years. The game passes together did cost around $25, which is a decent amount of money to be playing with if you're not going to talk to your community about it, especially if people bought them back originally when they first came out in around early 2018, which, being almost a decade ago, $25 then versus it is now is very different. Now, $25 from 2018 is almost $35. That's almost a $10 increase, meaning that you're kind of playing with a decent sum of money, especially considering the fact that a large majority of the player base is young. A lot of the players are anywhere from 12 to 18 years old. And being a teenager, yes, you can get a job, but it's not very easy. And especially if kids are working hard to get that money just to get the game passes only for them to be removed, that's understandably upsetting. And it's 2018 dollars is 34 instead of 25 now because of inflation. And yes, I understand the change is very upsetting, and I find it is better for the economy in Royal High and makes it where selling halos and toy items are far easier than they used to be, because people who want those items can finally afford it without worrying. But, you know, of course, that's just my opinion. And before you go crying in the comments, oh, you're saying this because it's good for you. You didn't need to buy the game passes. I bought the 2x and 4x game passes when it was first created. Because, well, I guess when I first created my account, I have been hacked previously multiple times. Please stop telling 8-year-olds out there that free Robux exists, because it doesn't. For my younger fans, please remember, free Robux is not a thing. Nothing is free. If it's too good to be true, it is too good. And if it wasn't, then better safe than sorry. But I have been playing Royale High since it came out. Yes, when it was a Winx fan game. I vividly remember that. So I have the credibility to be talking about this. I owned all the game passes on all of my accounts. So 2016 to 2018, I owned all of the game passes on one account, got hacked. 2018 to 2019, I owned all the game passes again. So I've bought every single game pass 3 times. So I feel as if I have more credibility to be talking about this than most people. But I, seeing as I did own this, and I was unaware of this being a change because I'm not actively using Twitter, I'm not always actively looking at the Royale High community, seeing as sometimes I get a little burnt out from the game and choose to step back. While I was a bit annoyed and confused with the game passes going away and mildly upset that there was a lack of compensation when it came to the diamonds we were given, I do still think that the halos they gave us as compensation were still good, and I do genuinely enjoy them. And if you don't like them, you can sell them. The devs didn't have to do that. They didn't have to make it where we could sell them. Seeing as, in games like Adopt Me, they came out with certain things and updates that you could get for free, but you were not able to trade them as a result. While I do agree, the lack of compensation is quite disappointing, and I'm quite annoyed with the devs for the lack of compensation. I do understand that they never had to compensate us. While it would be messed up to not compensate us, they are still not required to, as it is not in Roblox TOS. Well, from what I could find. But it is encouraged, but still not a requirement. And I still think we need to see it from everyone's point of view. I interviewed somebody who owned both game passes, and this is what they had to say. I don't mind that they were removed. I was actually quite happy. I thought the halos were pretty cute and enjoyed the compensation that came with it. While the Throne Halo was not my style, I still find with the price I managed to sell it for, it was still good, seeing as it was a free item. So overall, this player was fine with the prices and the pricing of the Halo and the compensation she got, and all she really had to say regarding the prices and people's outrage with the fact that everything in the shop seemed to be getting more and more expensive was the fact that she sees Royale High players as being greedy and demanding everything from the devs. And I completely understand how some people may see the greed, but I also see how some people are upset about the prices, because not everybody has millions of diamonds. But again, this is like a real life economy, There are millionaires out there, and then there are average people, and then there are people who are poor. Not everybody will be able to afford everything, but you have to work to get what you want in the game. You have to work to get the diamonds. And next, I'll show you an interview I did with 3 players. It is a bit chaotic, but I left chat open so you can see what they're saying, as well as me, since some of the fonts may be hard to read for some viewers and may be hard to understand. I know personally my hair was blocking a decent portion of my text, which is why chat is left open. I will have the usernames of all these players blurred Seeing as it is their real Roblox usernames and not their Roblox display names, I don't want you to go harass these players because you may not like their take or you overall just don't agree with what they had to say, because harassing people is never the right option. Two wrongs don't make a right. So please don't harass these players. Please do not try to go find them to be rude to them. I do have one of these players friended, and if they let me know that they are being added and harassed, I will need to either completely remove this section from the video, or I will entirely take down the video and create a community post explaining why it is gone. Now on to the interview.